welcome to Rosberry Crafts, my YouTube channel where I share all my crafty adventures. Today is November 15th, 2021. My name is Roz, and I live in Lake Country, British Columbia, Canada. I live with my husband and my two kids who are 11 and 10. I totally skimmed by my 1-year podiversary. So it was October of 2020 when I released my first episode. And also in October of this year, I released my 20th episode, which I think is amazing. So today is episode 21. It's pretty cool. Today I have for you, what am I wearing? Finished objects, works in progress, next on my needles, events, and some chatter. Let's get started. What am I wearing? Today, I'm wearing a finished object. So it's like a double dip. So this is my love note. I am super happy that I finished it. I love everything about it, and I want to make another one right now. So this I finished on October the 29th, I want to say, which was a Friday, and I went out to the theater on the Saturday, October 30th, with a bunch of girlfriends, and we had a great time, and I got to wear my beautiful love note. So that was super fun. Surprisingly finished the sleeves really quickly. Well, maybe not surprisingly because they're only 3/4 length sleeves. So, and there's no decreasing or anything. They're just knit straight down. So they're nice and loose and airy, just like the sweater is loose and airy. Still my favorite part is the lace. So I blocked it and I just opened up the lace like with pins and then let the rest of it just block as is. Because it is acrylic, so there's not much stretch to be done, but the lace just pops and I love it. So the pattern is Love Note by Tin Can Knits. You should check out all of their patterns because they have everything from like super simple to super complicated, and it's all very clear and well written. So Tin Can Knits, they know what they're doing. And this yarn is a loops and thread. Sorry, my notes are down here today, which is why I'm looking down here. Loops and thread brushed swirl in pearl gray. And I'm sure I've shown some close-ups, and maybe you can see a bit on the sleeve there, that there are undertones of purple and blue, and then a base of gray. So it just looks gray, but then if you look closely, there's undertones in it. And of course, the fuzz is just lovely. It's really, really nice. And it's comfortable to wear. The fit is great. And this was also finished and counted for the Downseller Studio Pigskin Party 2021, which I will talk about more in events. But also, I will link to down below along with everything else I talk about. So that is what I'm wearing. On to finished objects. My other finished object for you today is actually 3 objects. I was lucky enough to be picked to test knit for Cozy Up Knits, who also has a YouTube channel. They are delightful and you should definitely check them out. They also design knitting patterns, and they designed a set of 3 different hats in DK weight yarn that are Minecraft themed. So if you know what Minecraft is, it's a video game made for many platforms, and it's been around about 10 years, and it's very block based. So everything is very blocky, and there's different worlds and things that you can go in. So all of the themes from that are from the video game. Both my kids play this video game with their friends. They love it. And then I also have 2 nephews who enjoy playing the game. They're a bit older. They're in their preteen years now, so maybe they're not so into it, but they get the reference. So there are 3 patterns. This pattern set has been released now, so you can get it on Ravelry and other places, so you should definitely check it out if you're interested in the pattern. I really enjoyed knitting these, and they knit up so fast. So they're DK weight, and the pattern, I should tell you what the pattern's called. The pattern is called Crafting Table Toques. So part of the Minecraft game is that you are crafting and making and creating things. Part of it is protecting your stuff from bad guys, but yeah, so this is the first one. This is O Blazers. And this is the second one. And this is called Portals. And this is the third one. And this is Creeper. Oh man. So let's go back. This first one I knit out of, Ancient Arts yarns in their DK light worsted. It's 100% superwash merino, so it's super soft. I kind of want to keep this one, but I won't. And this is the colorway is Lichen in My Crevices, and I have a little bit left, as you can see, so that's good. But yeah, this pattern particularly, I will make again. It makes such a stretchy hat, but it's such a nice pattern. And I made the double brims so they can fold them up. Let's see if I can get that one on. There we go. So it just fits so nice. This yarn is so soft. I gotta wash them all still, but I have time before Christmas. So yeah, this one is really nice. It fits really nice to your head, and it fits my daughter, it fits my son, it fits my head, it fits everybody. So that is definitely a pattern that I will repeat again. So that was the first one. And then the second one is Portals. This is, where's the yarn? Here we go. This is Dying to Please from McCall, Idaho. And I actually went to McCall, Idaho, and I don't remember what year. So this has been in my stash for a long time. So this was special travel yarn. Let's fold up the brim. I wasn't super happy with the pooling on the brim, but I think it works. So there's the second one. So, and this again is a DK weight silk wool merino. So, I think her labels look different now, but Dying to Please. Anyway, so super fun. That one's good. This is Portals, and there was a lot of purling in this hat, but I still enjoyed it. It makes a really cool structure with the lines and then the different bits in between. Yeah, a lot of purling, but still totally worth it. Looks great. I love how the variegated turned out, almost stripy. So I think it works. And the last one is a Creeper. Let's see if I can. This one is definitely taller, mostly because I got distracted. So I was knitting on this while we were watching a movie. We watched 2 movies in one day, one with the kids and one just my hubby and I may have made it a bit taller just by, kept going around and around and around, but that's okay. And this yarn you may recognize because I just picked it up recently. This is from Riverstone Yarns. And I got this in Nelson, but they are located not in Nelson, but I can't remember exactly where they are located. But I will link to it down below. And yeah, so this is Walk in the Woods, and it is also a 100% merino. So yeah, Riverstone Yarns. It's good stuff. So yeah, this one is good. I like how the Creeper turned out. If you just look at it, it doesn't look too much like a Creeper. It just looks like a fun pattern, but the kids will know. So there you go. Those are the 3 toques that I finished. Let's see if I can, did I ruin my hair? I don't know. Those are the 3 toques. that I finished. And that's it for finished objects. Next up, works in progress. First up for you today, I'm going to talk about my twinkle socks. I have not finished my twinkle socks. I don't know if I'll ever finish them at this rate, but I will talk about them more when I do finish them. Maybe I should just take them off the list for now. Less pressure. I don't know. We'll see. But I am going to talk about my foolproof. Let's see. I got to find it in the bottom here. Okay. So this is my foolproof. So many ends. I gotta work that out. But it is so close to being finished. And there's really not that many ends. I'm exaggerating. So I just have that little corner left to do. And then this will be done. What's happening there? Oh, there we go. So that is not much at all. I have officially run out of the gray yarn. So I just have the blue and purple left. So I'm just going with it. I wasn't even sure whether I'd have enough of both, and I thought maybe I'd have to substitute something in, but we'll see. I do have this much left. Whoa. I do have this much left of the yarn, which is not really a lot. So maybe I will run out. I don't know. We'll play it by ear. So this pattern is Foolproof by Louise Sazbangham, and the purple blue yarn is Upsuke Merino, and the gray white is Sea Turtle Fiber Arts in the Ridley sock in the silver colorway. And I also used this in another project. So I had 2 skeins of it. I used 1 and a bit in another project, and then I've used more here. Oh, and my hair is falling out. There we go. So yeah, I am so close to be finished. That one. Maybe my next podcast. So that is my foolproof. I did try it on and I love the fit of it. I made it a bit taller than my other one and narrower. So because it's a double wrap cowl, so when I wrap it, it'll be nice and tight and cozy around my neck, stand up and I can hide behind it. So there is that one. What should we talk about next? Let's talk about some socks, because I always have socks on the needles. However, I have not made much progress on these. I'm working on the leg of the sock, and some other projects have been taking up the time. I mean, obviously, my love note that I finished, I knit 3 toques, so, there's been a lot of knitting. But yeah, these are socks for my son, and they are in a Ravenclaw colorway from Harry Potter, and he is a Ravenclaw, according to Pottermore. This yarn is from Mustache, and I don't know what else to say about it. It's delightful. I love it. It is like a light fingering weight, but I just love it. It's so soft. It's pretty hard wearing, even though it's so soft. So, because my husband has quite a few socks out of it. The pattern that I'm using is Vanilla Reversed, so it's a toe up sock. I do like doing socks toe at a time, 2 at a time. Toe at a time? I do like socks. I just can't talk. I like doing socks 2 at a time, because then when you're done, you're done. And they're both the same. I don't have to count rounds and figure out how long to do the foot. You just do it the same. So there you go. So I don't know how tall I'll make these. There's quite a bit of yarn left still, so we shall see. But there are those. And my Yukon campfire hats, which I keep dropping stitches of because every time I pull it out. Oy, oy, oy. So I think what I'm going to do with this one, actually I know what I'm going to do with this one. I'm really worried about the size of it and it fitting over somebody's head because of my floats. My floats are pretty loose. You can see they're very loose, but when I stretch it out, it seems to go flat. So I'm gonna put it on waste yarn and I'm gonna block it over the styrofoam head that I have to stretch it out. And then I'm gonna try it on somebody's head, probably my own, and see what it's like. And if I don't like it, I'm gonna scrap this pattern and do something else with the colors that I have. Because I really wanna make hats for everybody for Christmas. That's coming to Christmas in my family. And if I'm not happy with them, every time they wear them, I'm gonna look at them and be like, that's not my best work. So I'm gonna test that out. Maybe I'll do that today. So that is that. The pattern, nothing wrong with the pattern, nothing wrong with the yarn. The pattern is the Yukon Campfire Hat by Liz Sutton. And there's also a mitt pattern to go with it. And I don't know what else, but I love the look of buffalo plaid. I'm just having difficulty with the color work. I am gonna look up also doing the jacquard floats because it seems like it should be good because there's 6 stitches, so I could do like at 3 I could do a jacquard float, but I have no idea how to do it. So maybe I'll learn something new, or maybe I'll scrap the whole thing. We shall see. And the yarn is Knit Picks Wool of the Andes, and that one is coal, hollyberry, and red. And then I have some other colors to do, a gray version and a blue version. But again, I could do whatever I like because it's my knitting. So there is that. And on to my last work in progress. This is my last work in progress. I have been working hard on my Nanasuemo sweater. Nanasuemo. So I picked the Professor Meow sweater by Claire Slade, and this is from the Knit Picks website. And I have a whole bowl here because that's how I roll. And I have finished the back panel. Oh, it's so fluffy. And it's actually much wider. It's just rolling in. Yep, so I finished the whole back panel. All of that lovely pinkness. And that took a ball and a bit. But that's okay, because the front panel is a lot more black. And there's the front panel. So this is the body of the cat, and you do this for a while, and then there's like ears and eyes and stuff you got to put on. And I have to say, I am super proud of my knitting. So I did look up the video review on how to do interest on knitting. So, but it's nice and even. Just so proud of myself. Whoop, whoop. So there we go. The front and the back. And it's short little cap sleeves. So like, it's the 15th. I'm halfway through the month. I think this is possible, along with, you know, all the other knitting I do. I like to work on that project when I'm just sitting in my chair, focusing on it, maybe reading a book or something, but focusing on what I'm doing, because I really want it to be nice and even and have the joins good and all that kind of stuff. So I have to focus on what I'm doing with that one, but it's coming along nicely. So finish a sweater in a month might happen. Sorry, for those of you who don't know, Nanasuemo is National Knit a Sweater in a Month, and that is for the month of November. So that is super exciting. Yeah. Oh, I didn't talk about the yarn. The yarn, let me find a tag. The yarn is Knit Picks, and it is their Wonder Fluff, and it is bulky. So that's another thing, like knit a sweater in a month, bulky. Seems about right. Yeah, so it is 70% baby alpaca, 23% nylon, and 7% wool. So hopefully she's not allergic to alpaca. Otherwise I'll have to find somebody else to give it to. The other thing that is fun about this yarn is the pink color is called Sweet Pea Heather. And I think the black color is called Coal. Maybe. Nope, it's called Welly's Heather. I was wrong. That's the other black. So the black is Welly's Heather, and this one is Sweet Pea Heather. And Sweet Pea is what I call my daughter, who I'm making the sweater for. Isn't that nice? So that's it for the Professor Meow sweater, and that is it for Works in Progress. Next up is Next on My Needles. Next on my needles, I have a shawl that is for me, because, you know, none of this has been for me. And this shawl is the Mill and Margaret shawl by Jennifer Lassonde, who is hosting the Down South Studio. And she's also a sponsor, so you get double points or something. Not double points, extra points. I don't know. I'll have to look it up, but not that it really matters. This is what I'm going to knit the shawl out of. So she designed a shawl that you knit from tip to tip, and it's specifically designed for the Knit Picks Felici. And yeah, I think these colors are super fun together. And yeah, so we've got 2 skeins of the Knit Picks Felici in Slumber Party. So it's like a very light gray, pale pink, medium pink, a dark pink, a pale purple, and a dark purple. Is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, 6 colors. So that's that one. And then the middle is going to be probably just 1 ball, we'll see, of the stroll, because the stroll is the plain color, but this is Vibrant Violet. And it's definitely not the same purple as is in here, but I think it complements really nice. It'll be a nice pop of color right in the middle. So you should look up the shawl. It's really cool, but I'm kind of like, this is going to be my prize for finishing my whips. Does that make sense? Also, in December, okay, so that was it. I talked about the yarn, talked about the pattern. So that's it for that one. December is a few weeks away, and I have a few Advent things that I'm going to be doing. So that is next on my needles too. I have a skein of, what's her name? The Cozy Knitter? Is that her name? I will link to everything I talk about down below. She does a 24 stripe repeat sock set, and I have done them before. I didn't do it last year. I don't know why, but I did get them. Maybe I didn't get in time. I did get this year's. So I will be knitting, I'm going to do them 2 at a time with an afterthought heel. And then I have some, I don't know. I'm going to wind it up and see what color I like to do for toes. Man, I'm having a problem with the toes today. 2 at a time, toe up. No. Yes. 2 at a time, toe up with an afterthought heel. The toes, heel, and cuff are going to be a solid, and I have lots to choose from in my stash. I might even just do white because it kind of makes everything else pop. We'll see. So that is the plan for that. And I also got an Advent calendar from Ginger Snap. I love their yarn. I don't have enough of their yarn. Kim, I need more yarn. Goodness me. Whatever shall I do about that? So that is something I will be going through. I'm not going to knit the Advent calendar yarn until I've opened it all. So I'll decide next year what I want to do with all of it, because I would really like to put it all into one project, or at least part of each skein into one project, and then I can have a bunch of mini bits left over. That's always fun. But yeah, so that's my plan, is to find a project. I've started a bundle for myself for Advent yarn, and I will go over all of those options in the month of December, because what would be more fun than to talk about all the yarn that I'm gonna knit next year. Yeah, so that's it for next on my needles. And I think that brings us to events. So for events, I'm still participating in the Down Cellar Studio Pigskin Party. This started in early September and goes till early February, along with the American Football League schedule. I have a few things submitted so far, I think I've got about 500 points. It's not a lot, but I'm happy. I mean, basically, I knit what I want, and whatever I can, I enter into the knit-along. But I am really enjoying seeing everybody else's finished objects, seeing some of the things that my teammates are doing, and it's super fun. So if you want to participate, it's not too late. You can check out everything either in her Ravelry group or on her website, Down Cellar Studio. And I will link it down below. You know the drill. And the other event that I'm going to be participating in next month is Vlogmas. So I attempted Vlogmas last year, and I think I pictured that I would have time to do like a half an hour vlog every day of all the different things that were happening around my house every day. And I just don't think that that's reasonable because I kind of petered out really quick. So my plan for this year is to get between like 4 and 5 minutes every day. Just little snippets of things that are happening around the house, little bits of information. I'm going to open up my advent calendar. I'll show you my progress on my advent socks. The kids both have advent calendars this year. Well, they have chocolate ones that I get them every year. And then I also got them some themed ones, which we will explore a little bit more through the month of December. And so I think between those things, I have plans to make lots of cookies and other fun things in the kitchen. So Vlogmas, keep a lookout for it. And so early December, you'll start to see those videos popping up. Last is chatter. All right, chatter. Lots and lots of things going on, but also lots of relaxing time at home, which has been really good. So I'm still reading Tower of Dawn. It had to go back to the library again. I think I'm going to give this book a break for a little bit, and maybe try and find the audiobook. We'll see. And then a couple other ones from a series that I read earlier this year, the Bridgerton series. So there's prequels to the Bridgerton series. I thought there was only 2. Turns out there was 4. So I read the 3rd and 4th ones, which is The Other Miss Bridgerton and First Comes Scandal. They were just as good as the other ones. And now I want to read all of Julia Quinn's books. They are such fast reads. I just devour them. They're just fluff that takes you off into another world for a little bit, and you can pick them up and put them down, and they're just really fun to read. So I'm really enjoying those. And then the last one, I got the 3rd book in the series from Victoria Thompson, the Gaslight series, and it is Murder on Gramercy Park. Yeah. And that was also super good. A couple twists and turns at the end. I totally admit that, obviously there was a murder. It's in the title. And often there's more than one because, bad things follow bad things around. There were a couple twists in this one that I did not see. I was 100% sure I knew who had done it, and I was wrong. So it was really good, really enjoyed it. Looking forward to reading number 4. And while I'm waiting for all of these books from the library, I have started reading The Hunger Games again. And because my son has just finished reading all 3 books, and he really wants to watch the movies. So I thought, well, this is good. I can reread them. I've read them a few times already. I really enjoy the books. The movies are okay. He really wants to watch the movies. I'm like, okay, I'm going to refresh my book knowledge so I can discuss it with him, and then we'll talk about like differences between the movie and the book and what we enjoyed and all that stuff. It'll be super fun. And the last thing that I'm reading currently is a series called The Unwanteds, and this is a YA book. And my son has read all 4 or 5 of them and really enjoyed them. And he talks about them all the time. So I told him that I would read those books as well, since we have them on our Kobos already. And then more things for us to talk about. And that one's been pretty enjoyable. I mean, it definitely has a YA feel to it, but it's a good adventure and interesting characters and, coming of age and magic and all sorts of fun stuff. So that's been really good too. As I alluded to in the what I'm wearing finished objects segment, I went out to the theater. So the local theater, one of the local theaters here, does a dinner and a show option. And so it worked out really nice. We had a group of girls. We all sat kind of in the same area at tables, and we had a really nice 4-course meal. And some drinks, and then we watched a show. It was very exciting. We were like super up front because the tables where you eat are in front of where the regular stands are, the regular seats. So we were like right up front for the show. We had dessert at intermission. It was so good. Like it was, I would do that every month if I could afford it. It's not cheap, but it's totally worth it. There was a power outage in the middle of the second act, so it was kind of a bit odd, but just with the it's kind of a weird thing, but because of the solar flares and something else, there's electricity was doing some weird things. So there was a brownout that took down their system, and then they had to restart everything. And I felt so bad for the actors because they're like acting away, doing a really good job, and then all of a sudden all the lights go out and the emergency lights comes on, and then they gotta like get back into the scene and start again. And anyway, they did a really good job, really good show. We watched Into the Woods, which is very exciting, one of my favorites. Yeah, it was really, really fun. And then we had Halloween. Halloween in our neighborhood is always a bit weird because it doesn't feel like how when I was a kid, but it's still fun. Not many kids come to our door, so often we just take the kids down to where the elementary school is, and there are tons and tons of kids there, tons of houses. Not everyone, lots of the houses go like all out with, weird projections and, decorations galore and those blow up things. And there's just lots of people around. It was really good. Everything is outside, so we don't have to wear masks or anything like that here because everyone's outside. Lots of people had tables set up on their driveway or chutes down from their balcony. Not everyone, but lots of people did. So that was really good to keep everybody safe because, of course, kids cannot be vaccinated yet. But most of the kids go to school together. So, they're going to see these kids anyways. My kids, both of them decided to go trick-or-treating, and they had costumes and had a really fun time with some friends, and it was a fun night. It was bloody cold. It was super cold. But I had my hand knit socks on, I had my hand knit ski sweater on, and so yeah, I was toasty warm. And the kids got me good. So we're walking down this one hill that kind of curves around like this, and it's like just some wild brushes, grass, tall grass kind of stuff, and then there's a park behind it, and it's dark by this point. And a couple of the kids, one of them was an army guy, so he's all dressed up in camouflage, and so they went down the hill ahead of us, because of course the kids are running way ahead of us, but he ducked off into behind some bushes and actually scared me. In a good way. Like I knew it was him as soon as he jumped out, but like, may have peed my pants a little bit. Oh my gosh. Like I was laughing. He got me good. I was not expecting that, because you see the rest of the kids are walking down the hill, then all of a sudden he jumps out beside you. It was good. It was good. It's fun Halloween. And they were able to have the fireworks this year, which we can see from our balcony. So there is a big park that's down below us. It's like out the window there, so, which is where they do the fireworks. It's right next to the lake. So, and it's a big, huge soccer field, set of 5 soccer fields. So lots of space for people to spread out, and lots of space to keep people away from the fireworks. So you could see them, but we can see them from our balcony. So we just stayed at home, and we actually ended up watching them from our hot tub, which was pretty darn cool. So I think that will become a tradition for sure. And yeah, so that was Halloween. And then we went, the next weekend, we went to a friend's house, and we don't normally celebrate it, but in the UK, there is Guy Fawkes Night, where you make a guy out of some old clothes and then burn him on a bonfire. Anyway, so it's supposed to represent the fact that this guy, Guy Fawkes, didn't burn down didn't actually get to the political parties that he was trying to get to in the UK. I don't know the details of it. You can Google it if you want to know more. But it was also our friend's birthday, so we went to this bonfire. We weren't able to have the big bonfire we wanted, but we had a bonfire. We burned him. It was super fun. I'll probably put a clip of the video in at the end. It's pretty cool because it's just paper inside of clothing, so when it catches fire, it just like kind of flew everywhere. It was fun. It was a good night. It was a good night. And then we also had Taylor's birthday. So now she is 10 years old. It's still difficult for me to say that. 10 years old. So, but she had a really good birthday. We went rock climbing and out for dinner, and we had breakfast with the grandparents and had a really good birthday for her. So that was really fun. And yeah, just been really busy around the house. I had, and as well as my husband did as well, just had a 4-day weekend. So it just worked out that Remembrance Day was on Thursday last week, and I had my scheduled day off for Friday because I get every second Friday off through November. And so I had a 4-day weekend, and the college also scheduled that as an extra day off for students to kind of catch up on work and stuff. So he didn't have to teach any classes, and yeah, it worked out great. We had a lovely, relaxing weekend. We went quadding, where we found a bunch of snow. I didn't do much videoing because in the snow, I really need to have 2 hands on the wheel because my machine just like, it drives like this. So I didn't do much videoing while we were driving, but I did take some clips when we were stopped. And so yeah, we went out quadding. We watched a few movies this weekend. We finished putting away all the winterization stuff for the winter, the deck furniture and all that. Yeah, and now there has been a ton of rain this weekend. All of BC has got a ton of rain, and there are huge mudslides and highway closures, and especially the areas that were affected by the wildfires this year. They now are, all the debris that's left over from the fires are all turning into mudslides and, half-burnt logs and stuff sliding down Main Street. And so really not a good situation. We are perfectly safe where we are, but there's lots of people that were trapped on the highway last night and had to sleep in their cars and all sorts of fun stuff. So yeah, hoping everybody stays safe. And that is it for the mudslides, because those areas that have been affected by the wildfires really don't need more tragedy in their lives. So that is where we were at now. And hopefully this episode has been bright enough. I have all of my lights on and the windows are there, but it is so dark outside because the clouds are just like socked in. And I mean, rain here is not what it's like down on the coast. Like, it rains for half an hour and then it doesn't rain for 3 hours and then it sprinkles a little bit. So I think that's been our saving grace, is it hasn't been constantly raining like it does down in Vancouver, but there you go. That is all of the things that are happening in my life right now. And I hope to see you for the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye. Distraction.